And we're back with Richard Reviews. Today we're reviewing a book for richardreviews.com/GriffinChestnut here on Richard's YouTube channel. Today's piece that Richard brought us, that he will be reviewing for us, is titled The Worst Case Scenario. It is a survival handbook, expert advice for extreme situations. And this, of course, is by Joshua Piven and David Borgenicht, the New York Times best-selling authors, respectively. This is Richard's first piece on the matter. He is what you would call a survivalist who has been brought up and raised and bred in the upstate New York region near Schenectady. He is an avid hiker, an avid camper, and natural survivalist. Richard wrote his thesis, which he uploaded to his blog in the year 2014, which you can find in the description down below. This is Richard's piece that we're going to discover. We're going to go over the entirety of it, how this piece came to Richard's personal property, what this piece represents in modern-day cinema, and how Richard obtained this piece through a private contractor in the northern Canadian region known as the Yukon Valley. His private contractor that he was able to purchase this piece on, he bought it through eBay from a elite gourmet counterintuitive production. Richard is nonetheless very satisfied with its overall satisfaction performance. Richard has him to thank, so Richard would like to give Mr. Arn Johnson the shout out for this collective piece that has been on Richard's list for quite some time, and he remains an avid fan of Arn Johnson's memorabilia that he was able to pass down through generations, which ultimately found itself in Richard's sweet hands. This piece has a good story and a miraculous climax to the ending characters, although most of it is in fact a actual tutorial book in terms of teaching one how to maintain alive throughout the circumstance and uneventful expertise of the extreme situations. This is very notably similar to the Franz Kafka version, or a Haruki Murakami, the Japanese literature that Richard has read through his prior years, being a New York native and a strict religious background, being a part of the Catholic Church, then of course transferring over to Muslim, the Islamic culture, that Richard ultimately found peace in God, where he was able to resist a certain substantial. So as we take a look at this piece, we're going to take a look at the piece from the start and all the way to the finish, and we'll be able to exactly tell what it is that Richard is outlining in here. So you can see the piece is definitely shaped downward, and you have this cream nature across the finish, and this is a cream nature that brings beautiful texture. Okay, it is a hardcover, as you can tell it's a hardcover, and it's Richard's personal piece, so it's a pretty thick piece. It's got that air book quality to it, and it's hardcover, as you can tell. It's got that cream, that natural cream, so it doesn't have that bend to it, but it does have the generic writing in terms of a regional proportion data. And you could find this in any modern-day classic books. But ultimately, the book is in very good condition. The classic condition, as you can tell, there is a C-shaped here, and this C-shaped is just part of the design. It's not due to deterioration of weather or water damage, as Richard's other pieces. This is a modern-day staple Bible for the survivalist that one would need in their arsenal to maintain a select portfolio of surviving the catastrophical world of the collapse of the United States economic and social discrepancies. We will see here in the book, though, the condition is very well. As you can see, the side cream, very good cream. Even the side cream, more good cream. And the bottom cream, very good cream. Now on the side we have Piven and Borgo, The Worst Case Scenario Survival Handbook by Chronicle Books. Okay, and this is linguistic terminology for the unintelligent to circumcise the actual footing of the book. In the back, we have more delicate praise of the substantial constitutes. And looks like Richard put a sticker on here. I'm not sure why. There's this black sticker back here. This must be a birthmark that Richard felt the need to abstain from. And there is ugly printing partially on the lower bottom right, and you could find that lower bottom right ugly portion. This is probably due to an informative nature, since this book was purchased on eBay. This piece right here is from the notable bookseller that was brought upon the elevation between the dilation. So the elevation between the dilation is shifted down one, so you get 2 clicks. Click 1 and click 2, and then you shift it all the way to the right, and that's how this standardization of a barcode is affiliated for. So we have Richard to thank for that. We also have the price, which we cannot confirm is the correct price, since it's the modified version of this barcode, which is a little bit too far to the right for Richard's liking. As you can tell, it's generally modified, and Richard doesn't like that. So Richard ultimately will take points off for this modified version of a barcode. But the US price is, of course, under $20, $18.95, which is a good deal in Richard's opinion, because Richard notably does not like to spend more than $20 on his pieces. So this piece right here, Richard did very well with. Unfortunately, if you are living in the Canadian region, you will be paying more than $20, since it's ultimately priced at $24.95. So that's that for the basic outline. And on the inside, we're going to get the testosterone-filled glimpse of what the author is trying to convey. Okay, and a lot of it is illustrated to help the reader forward. This is a Marxist book, brought about a little bit of propaganda to the substantial limitation of different ideologies, which Richard is fond of. And you can basically find that most of your action movie scenarios are found in this, to bring apart a different notion to real life success. And it's very eventful, it's very informational, and it's also very insightful. Richard has gained a lot of knowledge after reading this book, which he completed in the year 2014, and he ultimately successed the fact that it was a breath of fresh air in his most notably dire rural life that he is living, working on his magnum opus as he's currently writing it. Richard has done well in the literary field. As you probably already know, he has made quite a name for himself. But that being said, Richard rates this book generally very good, with 2 thumbs up. He appreciates the advice, he appreciates the situations, he appreciates the experts, and he appreciates the appreciation. So thank you, Richard, for this beautiful review. Thank you to the authors for this beautiful piece, and thank you, Richard, for providing us with this piece. That is it for Richard Reviews. Catch us next time. This is The Worst Case Scenario Survival Handbook by Richard Reviews.